So it seems that the key issues that all of the marketers are facing are either people know our company as X, we need them to know that we can do additional stuff, or hey guys, we're marketing, we're really important, right? We can actually bring business. We're not the guys who do just rebranding and events and like cool business cards from 200 grams papers, right? Okay, so this is a challenge that, does anyone here face the same challenges? Need to change? Okay, so you're saying no. What is your challenge? Okay, so we have one for awareness. Other challenges?
I can relate to that.
Yes, you can definitely relate to that. He's working for a small company, unknown. Something in computers. Other challenges that are not on stage now. Going into down market if you're selling to large companies, right? That's one more challenge that some of the people here have. Lead qualification, a huge challenge, which is a part of this value chain, right? To actually, again, to show the value internally and to actually bring business, qualification is a huge challenge. Okay, so you're here because you solved some of, or faced bravely some of these challenges and managed to give at least some level of answer in a very innovative way. So tell us more.
Thanks. So I have, I think, three examples, three cases that I would like to share with you. First of all, how many marketing managers are here? Just, you know, I'm not taking your lead, but real marketing managers. So my question to you, who is your best buddy in your organization? Who is your best friend? Okay, no friends, no friend. Okay, this is the challenge. I would, okay. No, but what I would like to say, and this is referring to my first introduction, is that I think that the marketing best friend should be the sales VP, salesman, etc., etc., because sales is a specific format or form of marketing. This is one-on-one marketing. So I think when we are talking about the CMO, okay, the Chief Marketing Officer, he has to earn the C, the chief. And I think the right way to earn it is not mainly doing some cool, innovative stuff, okay? And again, he should be money generator. So the salespeople should be your best friend, because when you're talking about the bottom line, and it doesn't matter if you're a big company like IBM or NICE or Panaya or a small startup, people would like to see the results. So you can do the best, you know, cool event or campaign or something else, but if you're not bringing value to the organization, you can say bye-bye to your job role. So this is the first thing, and by that I'm going to talk a little bit about the main challenge, which is how to integrate in the correct way the sales and marketing, okay? There are many tension between marketing and sales. If you're looking about in marketing forums, you know, in groups, etc., there are some repeating questions. For instance, what is the differences between B2B and B2C? You know this question? What is the differences? Okay. But the other question is how sales and marketing are relating, or why there is so much tension between sales and marketing. And in some cases there is. But when you know how to reach the sales team in the correct way, you can bring your real value. So the first things that I would like to share with you is to set the right forum to integrate with your sales team. We are doing in IBM, I didn't introduce myself, I'm the marketing manager for 2 divisions in IBM Israel, the cybersecurity and the systems, which is all the IT stuff. So we are doing it on formally on a weekly basis. We are sitting together and reviewing all the pipe from sales and from marketing, from the campaigns, and try to make some progression with that and qualification and things like that. But in the real life, we are talking all the time. So in small companies, I assume that you're in the same room, same place. But when you're working on a huge organization, IBM is more for I think over 400,000 people around the world. In Israel, we are 2,400, so it's more challenging. So the physical closure have some impact. So we're talking very intense, and building the foundation for this internal collaboration with the sales team. So the transparency is very high. The first thing that I would like to share with you, and I hope it's related to your question about innovative, is how to take your sales team and make them be your agent, okay, your influencers. And what I'm running for the last 6 months is, I call it the social sales organization, something like that. So how you can take your sales force and make them your agent in the social network, in the social media. And I'm talking about tens of salespersons, so it's a really huge impact. It spare a lot of budget from my marketing budget if I use organic sales force instead of paid media. So how you can make you agents and agencies, of course, mainly Pravda, and so how you make them work for you when their targets is bringing their quotes, okay, the budget, their objectives. So what I've started about 6 months ago is a roadshow across the country. Is in IBM we have like 10 locations across Israel, from Haifa in the north to Beersheba. So what I'm doing is a very detailed workshops with the sales force, managers, employees, salespersons, but also product managers and R&Ds, and train them around social networks. In the B2B, it's mainly LinkedIn, but also Twitter and Facebook and others. And I can share with you some results. The result, it's nice. So for the last 6 months, I have trained around 500 people from IBM, like about 25% of the entire organization in Israel. And we see a very significant increase in their engagement in social networks. So when I'm trying to, when I'm running a campaign and try to reach to the market, so in addition to the paid media campaign, I'm using the internal workforce. And we're talking about very big numbers, 500 people. Each one of them have some hundreds of connections. So we're talking about 10,000, thousands of connections. This is really impact. So I write down some of the results. So first of all, we have increased the number of members. I'm talking about mainly LinkedIn by 3% during the last 6 months, adding more than 20,000 connection, which is an increase of 50% of the entire connections that IBMers have in Israel and worldwide. The employees viewed, okay, this is a parameter, how many people viewed your Salesforce profile has been increased by 8%, and the number of companies connected to, this is something that LinkedIn is measuring, how many connections do you have with other vendors in the market, has been increased by 50% as well to more than 2,000. So currently I have 500 agents in my organization, which is mainly free. And we set a specific process when we are pushing the button, and we have like 500 people that echo our messages to the market. In addition to that, I took very specific people that have very unique positions and gave them some personal workshop trainings and they are like our tiger team for social. They are the most connected people. They are the influencers, and I use them a lot during some campaigns. So I can talk about this a lot, but I will hand out the mic.
Okay, thanks. So I'm actually going to point back to you, saying that you mentioned that you're a small company, small startup, and no one knows you. That's right. Or, sorry, customers. We're early stage. Okay, sorry. Okay. So we're actually in the same boat with one difference, that I'm perceived as a large company. And in the domain of a contact center where I started, that's exactly where I was. Just imagine how challenging it is to be perceived as a large company by your executives, by your bosses, where in practice, in this new domain which you're addressing, you're perceived. You are someone new. You have no customers. How do you deal with that? And that was exactly where I stood, and I wasn't in the position of generating new leads and generating new contacts. I had to show results. What was mentioned here was absolutely true. Putting jokes aside, sales. At the end of the day, we need to show a direct link between our marketing activities and sales. If anyone here will be able to show that from leads you brought in, sales were generated, that's a win. The end. So that was my challenge. I think the challenge is clear. Yeah. So, the way we decided to address this, and it was a risk because we started this a year ago. We had no idea if it would work. Yeah, and it was a pretty fucked up idea as well to begin with. Sorry. So let's just go what we did. We decided to target 40 potential customers, existing customers of NICE, who knew of us in the contact center but had no idea what our offering was in the back office. We targeted in these 40 customers 40 individuals, people who we wanted to be the buyers. These are not the highest level, but pretty close to it. Director of operations, the director VP level. Okay? We analyzed each one of these 40 people. Who they are, we searched them in Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. This guy was born in Greece and came to the US at age of 5. This guy likes wine and has his own vineyard. This kind of data, yeah, crazy as it sounds. And for each one of these people, we created a dedicated video addressed to him. Hi, Rafi. How's it going? My name's David. I see you like drinking beer at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you know that kind of stuff. We share the same passions. Well, huh? Yeah, I know pretty well. But the idea is, once again, to show that we know you, and then Rafi in Panaya, which is trying to position itself as having a new marketing machine, and you are tasked with that strategy. So really taking something direct which you know about that person and his objectives, and then positioning your offering, your solution, which is positioned directly to him. We created that video, but rather simply sending a link in YouTube or Vimeo, we did the whole thing in VR, virtual reality, put it in a smartphone, shipped it over to him with UPS or FedEx, this beautifully crafted box, which simply said on the side, on the outside, imagine your back office. We opened it up. Inside was the smartphone with a VR, short, extremely short instructions, a link for further information, which was a site which Pravda created very well, by the way, and a business card That's it. Simple as that. We sent those over, and my objective was to get 5 meetings out of those 40 we sent. Just to give some money in proportion here, each one of these videos with taking production and everything into account, it's anywhere between around the $12,000–13,000 for each one. But we knew each one who we were sending it to. This is not just simply shooting in the dark. A week later, the idea was the account executive would follow up because, of course, they knew who we were sending this to. And this goes to the point which you said before, working together with the sales. And we were able to get here 10 meetings. That's 25%. Now, if I get one deal, just one deal out of those meetings, rough deal size is anywhere between the $2, $3 to $10 million. That makes everything worthwhile. Now, this is something which we have never done before. It was extremely risky. My luck was that Nice bought into this crazy idea, but it worked. We've got now 10 meetings. We had these 10 meetings. We've got 10 in the process, and we're looking forward to the business. So just to, well, I said left, but what was said before, and just to close on this, you have to be, and this is my take, you have to be prepared to fail. I'm not saying that failing is a necessity, but if you're not prepared to fail, you never reach anything meaningful.
I agree. Thank you, David.
Pleasure.
Okay, who knows what is account-based marketing? Who tried to run an account-based marketing initiative? Who succeeded? Like 2 out of 50?
I just proved
Right.
the point.
Right. So, all right. So let me tell you about the initiative we took in Panaya around the strategic accounts. I'll touch about awareness because this is key part of our plan. Okay. I don't want you to feel that you're wasting your time. Okay. So we're very generous here. So we in Panaya contracted with for Abilis, which is a strategic company that helps us to craft this overall program, which was practically divided into 2 phases or 3 phases. The first phase is all about awareness. So we had a list of our 500 target major accounts, which we crafted together with our sales teams. So we narrowed it from like 4,000 to 500 based on specific profiles. And we embarked on an awareness program, which was mainly media related. We profiled the target audience from director level and above. I would say director, VP, and to a certain extent the CIO. And we just launched a media advertising campaign for Panaya, but in this case, placing Panaya in business-related portals, so Bloomberg and CNBC and Financial Times and Forbes, using some very innovative marketing tools like BitElect and Medicine Logic and so on and so forth. First, to position Panaya as a strategic vendor. It's not yet this small startup from Israel, but we are there alongside with the big names like Cisco, Amdocs, NICE, what have you. Following that, we drove the traffic from those websites through the advertising to a dedicated mini site, or we call it a thought leadership hub, around the main theme of our program, which in our case was around agility, or agility in the context of ERP. So this was the first stage, to increase awareness for Panaya and drive traffic to a thought leadership hub. And within this thought leadership hub mini site, we try to convert them, okay? So we provided some of the content, non-gated, some of the content gated. I think here I already provide you one tip. Always A/B test on a daily basis. We got some very good information from Trendymon to analyze what's the best headline, what's the best name for the ad, how to name the white paper, what's the order of the placement of the content elements on the website, and so on and so forth. So we continuously analyze it to ensure that we get the highest conversion rate from this mini site. I'll just share a few numbers which are staggering from a Panaya perspective. We had 28,000 people arriving into the website. Okay, from a Panaya perspective, it's like huge numbers. The click-through rate on the mini site was 0.22%, which is 3 times the industry average. Okay, so we did all of that. We got like 450 contacts engaging with us through the mini site. And here I think is where the innovation comes. I mean, aside of the digital awareness stuff, is really what do you do with that? In previous companies that I worked for, we would take the Excel spreadsheet, send it to the sales and say, hey, Idan downloaded the white paper, call him. Kfir, watch the video for 2 minutes, call him. Which is shooting yourself in the leg. Because you're investing a lot of time, effort, and money in order to practically provide the same MQL. So that's not a way. Going back to David's comment about aligning marketing and sales and making it tightly coupled, what we did is we built a new measurement. We removed the mentioning of MQL, or qualified lead, as a term, and we invented, quote unquote, a new measurement, which is account intent quality. So we were measuring engagement on the account level, okay? So we took few parameters, some of them, how many contacts from the specific account engaged with us in the mini site. On top of that, what's the overall behavioral score for this account generally around Panaya? How many MQLs did this account generate in the last 3 months? And so on and so forth. So we had like 4 or 5 parameters. We provided weights for each of them and calculated a score per each account. And with that, we were able to go to sales and say, hey, here's a list of top 50 accounts that engage with Panaya around a specific theme. Here are the names of people who contacted with us. This is what they did on the mini site. Call them. Here's the secondary offer. Set a meeting. Okay? On top of that, we took it to the next step and said, not just take the 50 accounts and do something. We analyzed specifically accounts that engage for the first time with Panaya around this campaign. And I'll just throw in some names: H&M, Harley Davidson, AT&T, huge names, huge enterprises that were not aware of Panaya, and definitely the Panaya sales force was not aware of them. And here's a concrete value you can bring to sales. Here's a company, here's a contact, here's what they've done. So we are running with that right now. I think the key here, and I'll stop with that for the time being, is the follow-up process. Mm-hmm. You, as a marketing organization, are accountable for the follow-up process. Sending an email and saying, hey, we got some leads, go and follow up, is not enough. Be accountable. Call them, follow up on a weekly basis with the sales managers, with the regional vice presidents, and so on and so forth. Make sure that the information you provide is being acted upon. That's the key.
I would like to relate to that. First of all, I think till now you didn't mention marketing automation. So very good for you. But I think...
Intervention.
But I will. So I think the process that you described is very close to how marketing automation systems can manage the client journey. We haven't talked about client journey, but this is the journey. And I think I'm not going to sell any of IBM marketing automation processes. I don't. But this kind of technology can help us to track the online and the offline activities and how to integrate with this qualification process. It's really a challenge, working with the sales team.
So I think one of the key challenges that we faced is that our marketing automation offering did not support qualification on an account level. So we had to build it from scratch. This is a major challenge. So we had Marketo running some of the email automation and capturing the leads. However, we then had to take a Salesforce report, an Excel spreadsheet, and a Marketo report and combine them to reach this account level qualification. I think one of the challenges of marketing automation tools today is the ability to elevate from the MQL level to the account level.